Hopefully you can see that pretty good on the stream and the recording. Hit F7, go to advanced. We're going to go over here to tools. And we're going to pick this storage devices. Arrow down. And then come down and find my... Well, I have the wrong one saved there, so let's go to users, me, drivers. Eek. I locked it up. It would have been super easy for me to copy it on one of these USB sticks, but you know, hey. It just does not like that. Alright, we're going to go get it from the folder. Either put it on a USB stick, which I'm plugging in right now, or I'll put it, it's easier to put it on the USB than it is to the root of the C drive. Okay. Go see what's wrong with this drivers folder. I guess I got this stupid thing in here, whatever it is. It's probably throwing it out. It's the TUF Wi-Fi version. Should be extracted, but we'll do it anyway. Alright. This is the Wi-Fi, so I'm going to come to rid of C. Get rid of these. Paste it right here. It's in the root of C. I'm also going to go to this USB and put it in here. TUF Gaming, alright. I'll try it by the BIOS again. So I can be done with this screen capture of the BIOS. Move back to the streaming machine, which will be much faster. Now it's running on my laptop over there. Just so I can capture. Oops, went right past it. Okay, I'll try the tool again. And this time it's going to be in the root of C. Alright, I clicked on enter. It's reading, do I want to update it? Yes. Alright, you can see that bottom status bar. See if I can get it out of the way a little bit. It's going, processing right now. Right now I'm doing it from the root of C drive. I'll let it sit there and spin for a second and do its thing. I think you can do this inside an Armory crate too. So you can see the orange bar at the bottom. And this is in, I'll copy it into the notes when we're done here. In case there is a problem here, there's a recovery method that'll be in the notes. Wipe it on my laptop. It's pretty gross now. I'm sitting here just staring at it while I'm waiting. Not that bad. It's just every once in a while I'll wipe this HP off. So yesterday I'm sitting there and I'm always complaining, do not set coffees around the computer. Well, I did. I took out another keyboard yesterday. Still works. You know the drill when you get coffee in it, especially if you use any sweetener. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm not supposed to be smoking right now. Tell you what. So I'm kind of interesting to see if I got that extra option back in the BIOS with the newer ones. I'm waiting to see what the memory support is going to be for X570 boards. The new B550s look like they have higher memory support than the X570s that came out last year. And probably the motherboard manufacturers haven't got around to updating all the BIOSes for that yet. But not only that, I was just checking before I started doing this. There's supposed to be X670s coming out with the Ryzen 4000s. And one of the emails that you barely saw was Tech Power Up. We were talking about how Zen Plus should have been named Zen 2. It would have matched the 2600. Zen 3 should have been for the 3000 Ryzen 3000 series, but they chose not to do it that way. So it's all a series off. So the mobile 4000s, they're all Zen 2. So go figure, because they're off another version. Alright, I'm going to skip over to the side here so you can watch this thing finish when it's done. Try to move the microphone a little bit closer over so you guys can watch that status bar with me. This is scary to a lot of people if you have it's not to me anymore. Like I said, I put the recovery method in there, absolutely. I've done enough of these. I've had to take batteries out and let them sit 30 minutes to an hour, clear the CMOS. I've done enough BIOS upgrades that it doesn't even faze me anymore. You mess it up, you recover and do it again. So don't be afraid. I used to be afraid of breaking the motherboard, not anymore. They're actually pretty tough. When I was in training and a youngster, less than 5 years experience, now I'm over 30, but a guy that worked at Tinker Air Force Base kind of trained me. So me and another guy worked on this expansion card. It was for, at the time in the 90s, it was late 80s. 80s, 1990. They made a sound card for blind people that would read all the text on the screen. Anyway, I'm in the middle of a reboot. We worked on it for 3 days a week. Couldn't get it to work. We take it to the guy that trained me. He just looks at it, looks at me. He grabs that card, just smashes it into the seat. We didn't have it all the way in the slot. We didn't know that. We thought we did. Okay, BIOS is updating right now, so you see the message. Do not touch the keyboard. Don't do anything right now. So it read it. Probably take just as long, maybe longer, to write it to the BIOS. There we go. Maybe not. And we're going to let it do its thing till it settles into Windows. Then we'll come back and check just to make sure it's finished. And it does. Please enter setup to recover BIOS setting. When RAID configuration was built, ensure to SATA. F1 run setup. Okay. So all I'm going to do on this first one is hit F10 to save. Save configuration and reset. Yes. Because it's got a new BIOS, so it's wanting to know what the heck to do. Just like it was a new machine. See if it goes past it this time. You don't want to go into it right away and start putting all your settings back. Wait till it gets cycled. So now it's loading Windows. Windows should be up in a second. Alright, there's Windows back. I don't even know what all software shows the BIOS, but we're going to pull up, hey, let's see, CPU Z. I got a bunch in here. Where is it all? Let's see what this one says. Okay, show my 3700. Still, core speed still jumping up to 4300. We're doing good there. Main board Asus Tech. There's my new BIOS 2407, the one from 701 2020. Let's see what my memory is sitting at. So I'm going to need to go reset my memory. I see, looks like it saved it XMP profile over there. We'll go double check. And this is 1660 Super Streamer. Okay, let's go back in the BIOS and take a quick look. Okay, in the BIOS, BIOS version 2407.71, July 2020, and speed, I'm going to go set my XMP profile. Okay, there's my memory profile now. Clock is 1-to-1 sync. Yeah. Okay. Right now I'm just going to save it with the memory profile. I'll come back later once we get ready to do some more overclocking. Alright. And one more back into BIOS. Sorry about that. I was staring at the chat for a second. I don't even think anybody's watching, but maybe somebody will watch it later. Main thing I want to look at is the AMD CBS menu. See if there's any options changed. The one I made on the Gigabyte F10 BIOS is when, oh, dang it, I missed it. When Gigabyte put all the ones that AMD recommends to set for autopilot on the CPU, they put it all in one menu, which made it super easy to change all your settings at once. You set your RAM profile, you change these settings. They're in the Gigabyte F10 BIOS video I made. Those are the ones AMD says. And I need to stop talking and pay attention. Okay, here we go. Alright, so they're in the F10 BIOS video where they put them all in one menu. So now we got these three AMD menus. It's all messed up. Okay, they did change. This did change. Both of these are in here now. They weren't in the previous BIOS. So that's one I need to change. That one's I need to change. That one, that one. I don't need ECC. At any rate, I only had one of these CPPCs before. So on my other machine, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. And when we're done, I'll go show you which ones I'm, well, you'll be able to see right now, but so get her pulled up here. Am I logged in? Yes. Give me the chance to check my YouTube stream anyway. Yeah, it looks like we're still going. Okay, F10 BIOS. Wow, okay. Here's my notes. Alright, AMD Cool and Quiet. We're looking for that one. If it's there, you're supposed to set it to enabled. Okay, this is an AMD CBS menu. Don't see any Cool and Quiet, which is an old feature, so I don't see it. Global C state control, we're supposed to set to enabled. Power supply low, current auto. PPC adjustment. I don't know. Okay, this is supposed to be enabled. Enabled. So right now I've changed these four. Core performance boost. I needed to see if PPC adjustments in here. So right now, I'm gonna look around a little bit. Got these two enabled, 4 out of 6. See if any of these others are in here. So this is when you start into the RAM settings. I don't want to do any of that right now. And when they're telling you to set your RAM, I'm not going to change this right now. I'll come back later. But set this for 1-to-1 to match your RAM speed, FLCK. Infinity Fabric 2, that's where you would set it to match 1-to-1. I'm running 3600 RAM, so that matched my RAM. You would turn it on, go to advanced if you want, and change your PVO limits. I'm not doing this right now. Ooh, LN2 mode, did not know it had that. SoC voltage. So these are more memory settings right here. Newman nodes per socket. Interesting. Alright, let's see what else we got here. So what's in PBS? Nothing there. I believe that one changed. Alright, so we got these 4 RAM. Alright, so we got 4 out of 6. So I'll do some more investigating. I'll check those others. Other than that, still got my memory set. Could play with OC Tuner. I don't think I'm going to right now. Performance BIOS, auto. Oh, I don't want any of that. So I'll do some more investigating before I do any more of these changes. Looking for global P state 0. I'll have to look it up. Alright guys, I'm going to save this, reset it, make sure we get into Windows just fine, and we'll start this again later. I'll show you where I was looking to get those settings. I want this F10 BIOS video right here. Let's go edit that. So these are what I was looking at changing right here. This one I couldn't find, and this one I couldn't find. Inside this video is a discrete. This works on all AMD Ryzen 3000 processors. These, along with AMD Ryzen power plan, are supposed to be about as best automatic pilot on your CPU without enabling precision boost, or if you enable it, or the auto OC in the motherboard BIOS, where the processor lets loose and does its thing on its own. So this is what I changed 4 out of 6. This one I couldn't find, Cool and Quiet, and this one I'm gonna look them up and get back with you. All right, guys, talk to you later.